PFT Media.
We're gonna put in rules in place where if you fuck with that white guy too hard or you're too rough on him, it will fucking ruin the game for you. You'll like
exactly
the penalties on roughing the passer. Football.
Okay.
We're talking about. I don't watch football. I don't care.
I don't watch football.
Yeah, I think that's
I
why
love sports. I'm not a sports ball guy. I love basketball. I love soccer. Boxing. I in a way I like boxing because
I fuck with boxing sometimes. When I like box. I like when people have house parties for boxing. And we talked about that time I went to Red sports. Lulu's. I mean that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. But we're talking about just football.
I would like combat sports.
Yeah, I mean, fucking. You said you like boxing.
Okay.
It's not
okay.
You're putting way too much in that. You said you like boxing, like, oh, that makes sense. Or you like combat sports or whatever. Like, if you're like, oh, I like Formula One, I'd be like, and then you said, oh, I like motorsports. It'd be like, that makes sense. Wouldn't be like, you didn't say, oh, yeah, I like banana flavoring. Oh yeah, I could definitely see you in combat sports. You know what I mean? Like you said you liked one of those things. It makes sense. All right, yeah, I can see that.
I like Fiat's and the M1 Abrams tank.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but we're talking about football. Football is just so it's so exploitive. The NFL is so fucked up. It is so.
They don't have guaranteed.
Is it like wrestling? Is it fake?
No, well, no, and yes. It's fake in the way that they write rules to protect like high valued like white players.
That's what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, because we're literally talking about how like it's a penalty to rough the kicker and the passer. The quarterback and the kicker are usually both white guys, no matter what. Like it doesn't.
It's a white guy or somebody from Argentina.
Yeah, who's a white guy? Who's let's be real, is a white guy. He's just from Argentina. All right.
Let's not talk about Argentina in 1945.
Yeah, let's not start talking about fucking people with the Stein, names that from down there that ain't Stein and shit.
It's my best friend Adolf Gonzalez.
Yeah. Yeah, they're talking about, fucking German sounding last names and they're from Argentina and yeah. But either way, football is fucked up. I mean, my old coach used to say the NFL stood for not for long. The average career is 2 years. It's basically kills them dudes. I don't remember. I think it was Junior Seau, the one that shot himself in the heart so he could preserve his brain.
Yeah. But it's crazy, like the amount of people, the non-guaranteed contracts is what.
Oh, it's insane. Brittany, did you know that the NFL gets paid every week? Your contract it's a weekly paycheck. You don't just get the lump sum when you start the season or whatever. You get paid a paycheck, a straight up and it's income. It's not. It's taxed at like payroll deductions.
To be fair, it's similar in basketball is per game. You get paid. You get your game pay. And sports.
So you get injured or something, you don't get paid.
In the NFL, you're done. You're done.
You don't have guaranteed contracts
unless you don't get a guarantee, and they don't give guarantees to almost anybody
unless you're the quarterback.
Unless you're a quarterback, and they put in so many rules to protect quarterbacks. But I mean, football in itself is a fucking absurd game. I mean, it used to be you didn't throw the ball, and a lot of you didn't throw the ball was because you throw the ball and you get fucking wrecked.
Yeah,
a wide receiver going over the middle gets basically hit by a truck. If you get hit by a 250-pound man going at full speed with the shoulder pads and it hits you dead in your diaphragm, you basically got hit like at 5 miles an hour by a Mack truck.
Yeah, it's insane.
It is wild. Like they literally, you can go see the statistics on it. It is basically a low intensity car crash every time you hit. And,
did you guys see the Ryan Garcia fight last night?
No, because I don't watch combat.
This kid liver punched this guy.
Oh,
so hard. Dude, you gotta watch the video. He hit him so hard and it was like a delayed reaction. So and this kid Ryan Garcia is fast as fuck anyways.
Is this boxing usually or is this MMA?
This is boxing. This kid knocks him out in like the first round. He's got like 20, I think, knockouts.
Yeah. Have y'all ever been hitting your fucking liver bad enough to bruise it?
Dude, I've never seen a knockout from a liver, but he KO'd this guy from hitting him in his liver, dude.
Well, I mean,
I had a concussion once, and I think I'm still messed up from it.
Yeah, and it was a delayed reaction. This guy, like, he hit him, and he like had a second, and then he went down to his knees, and that was it.
Yeah, fucking, I bruised my kidney one time, and it fucking, I slipped and fell. I slipped and fell in the shower, and my side hit those shower bathtub wall.
Oh God.
I mean, I was like 23 or whatever, right? But holy fuck, did it do some damage, bro? I ended up finally having to go to the hospital because I was like pissing blood and all, and I've got stones and shit. And they're like, and well, I mean, I've been pissing blood for like a week, right? I'm like, oh, this is unusual.
Before that?
No, well, I mean,
no.
Well, no, I mean, but when you piss blood,
waited a week.
Well, when you have kidney stones, you'll sometimes piss blood. Like it's not. It's like, all right, so if your car made a sound,
I was about to say I'm not familiar with that, but I'm very familiar with pissing blood.
I mean, like if you pee blood a lot, you get used to peeing blood. It's like, if your refrigerator always makes the ice maker sound, it doesn't startle you.
Yeah. It's like a comforting sound. I get you.
Yeah,
the comforting sound of peeing blood.
If I'm pissing blood, it means the reason.
Refrigerator.
The refrigerator. Yeah, it's like that's what that bump in the night is. But yeah, when it's a stone, it's like, oh no, that's gonna be rough. If I'm pissing blood, that means it's rough.
Kidney stones and testicular torsion are like two of my huge fears.
Oh my god,
dude, my friend gets
testicular torsion is the scariest thing in the world.
My friend gets kidney stones all the time, and he just pisses them out there's no problem. And I'm like, you're a superhuman.
Well, no. Well, here's the thing. Does he stay hydrated when he does it? If you stay hydrated, well, here's the thing. Well, then he's okay. If he's just got an empty bladder, he's letting stones roll around in there. He's fucking. Basically, kidney stones they only hurt when they move, right? And
like me.
They don't hurt when they
I'm almost 40.
Oh no, that hurts. That fucking the physical sensation of coming out of your dick. But it's if it's
that's what I'm saying.
But if it's in your urethra, well, yeah, because if it's in your urethra, it only hurts if it touches the sidewalls and stuff. So if you keep I occasionally get stones, but I get real tiny ones now, right? And I also don't drink sweet tea, so I don't get those kinds of stones. So I just don't drink tea, and I won't get them kinds of stones. But I sometimes get them the other kind, the acid kind your kidneys make or whatever. And as long as I stay real hydrated, don't get too big or stuck, you're fine. Like you just piss it out. It's when they get stuck, it's when they'll kill you or whatever.
Yeah.
Most things aren't good if they're stuck in you.
Well, no, it blocks your fucking bladder.
Yeah.
And then you can't piss, and then you die.
Yeah.
And then, and if you got to get luckily I've gotten lucky. I've never had to have the blast, the ultrasonic blast thing where they put you in the tub. I've never had to have the laser. I've never had any of that because I just don't eat. I don't eat a lot of peanuts, and I don't drink a lot of sweet tea. And then the whatever the ultric acid stones or whatever I get occasionally,
I haven't had that happen to me. God willing, the creek don't rise.
Oh,
I'm scared of this.
One of the most painful things in the fucking world is when one of them things is bouncing around.
I'm really not a fan of pain, so.
Yeah. Oh man, I remember one time I got one in high school, and I ended up pissing it out at the Publix right on the way to school. Like I was coming in late anyway.
Which Publix?
The one on Lakemont. Right by the school. Like right by the high school, right? So
that's where I live.
It was like 9:15, right? School's already been in session, whatever. And I had just taken 4 Lortab 10s that my mom had given me, right? And which is a lot of pain pill, right? But that stone hurt really fucking bad, right? Like it hurt really bad.
At school?
Well, yeah. I couldn't miss. I missed so much school. I was like, I couldn't miss it. Plus, 4 Lortab 10s made it not hurt at all, right? Like it made it normal.
All right.
Well, now here's the thing about kidney stones, though. If you piss them out, they don't hurt no more. So I was in there in that Publix, and I pissed that thing. I heard clang, and it wore off. Or the pain is not going to be there. And I got to school, and the Lortabs had kicked in, and the pain had not. And I was high as fuck, gentlemen. I was fucking walking
how old were you?
I was 16. I was walking like I was on the moon in the fucking hallways and shit. Like my doing like leg lifts were real high because I couldn't feel my fucking legs for a couple hours. It was fucking best day of school I ever had. I think. I used to go to school.
That Tendy sub to slow you down a little bit.
Oh, I didn't have money for Tendy subs. I was at Publix because I had to pee.
Right.
Because that's the trick. You just keep that fucking bladder full and that thing got nothing to bounce around, man. Oh, you just wait for the sweet.
All right, I'll tell my friend to listen to this podcast.
I mean, just it also depends on what kind of stone your friends get too, though. Like there's different kinds of kidney stones. Man. Because God
he does send me pictures of them.
He must not get very big ones. Yeah.
I don't have friends that close.
Well,
he also sends me pictures of his poops.
Definitely not that close.
I don't even know a friend at this point. If that's not just somebody weird one-sided fucking fetish with you, right. And they're just not telling you, Brittany.
It's like a free OnlyFans.
Yeah. Speaking
of, I mean, sometimes you gotta help your friends out. If they...
No, you don't. Not about the fucking poop side. Reassuring about their shits. Like, unless your friend's a doctor, you don't have to do that. Like, it's not. There's no medical. Listen, I'll help y'all do a lot of things. I don't have to help y'all with your fucking bowel movement, like diagnosis and stuff.
Like, I know I can get Tim to help me move, but nothing that comes from my body needs to go to Tim.
If I had,
we're not that kind of friends.
We're not. I mean, listen, we're kind of honest to God. I am the kind of friend like if somebody had to wipe your ass, I'd wipe your ass. I'd make fun of you the whole time though.
Why don't you guys have bidets?
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like if I had to do that kind of, I hate that shit though. I get so squeamish about blood and like other people's. Either way.
Yeah. Anyways,
welcome to Radicalizing Rednecks and such. We've now went. Well, I mean, we kind of were on topic for a little bit about the NFL being bad for workers.
Yeah.
Their union is weak.
They don't even have a union, basically.
Yeah, they have the Players Association or whatever. Like, it's a fucking. It's
comparing it to basketball, where they have guaranteed contracts and they have a strong union, and then you have baseball where you just people get $400 million. Football, it's like, all right, well, you got hurt and we're cutting you, even though you were like the top player for the last 5 years. They didn't care. It's insane.
I mean, we're canceling your checks the minute that fucking what is it, RGB3 guy or whatever, like his checks were canceled like the minute then it went sideways.
I guess football is actually the most American sport in that respect.
It is 100% the most American sport. It is the only. It requires $100 of equipment to actually play. Right, like if you're actually playing at the real level, right?
Right.
It requires so much fucking land and space to do. You know what I mean? Like you cannot. Like soccer fields are not nearly as big as football fields. I don't believe, right?
No, soccer field's bigger, but the equipment is so much less. The
equipment is a ball and then just like a fucking. But
some tape.
But I mean, soccer fields in themselves, like you don't have to have the same, like the grass don't have to be the same as football and shit, right?
You don't have to paint it, and you don't have to know all the lengths.
It can literally just be an empty
field. You can play anywhere. Yeah. You can play soccer. Yeah. I play soccer in my backyard with my kid all the time.
Exactly. I mean, because there's no 10-yard. You don't have to mark off fucking yards, which are American. We're American
because we can't say meter,
anyways. Yeah, we don't say meter. We do them yards. Like what? Oh,
exactly.
It is, and you get hurt incredibly easy. It's owned by basically just rich. There's only one public team, and it's the Patriots, and not the
Packers.
Green Bay Packers.
Yeah,
Green Bay Packers are this weird.
What does that mean to be public?
They're literally like owned by their. They're owned by their shareholder. The shareholders are the ticket season holders.
Okay.
Yeah, you could like buy a share in that team.
Buy a share.
I don't think you get a dividend, but
there's some kind of weird control. Basically, because the NFL used to be the AFL and the CFL or whatever, like they merged in the Super Bowl and that whole thing. Like NFL players didn't. Yeah, they used to have jobs,
right?
Like in the off season and shit. It's way different than it is now. TV and shit really changed it, and made it the thing it is now. And fuck it ripples down to college and shit. It's insane. It's wild that the highest paid public employee in almost every state is a football coach.
Yeah.
Because public
that's not even hyperbole. It's like
I'm not being completely serious.
Every single place.
Google it real quick, Brittany. Google highest paid public employee. I'm serious. You'll find it because these universities. No, every state,
anywhere
in the United States, it's. I think maybe 2 states have someone that's not a college football coach that's the highest paid public employee. Because remember, some of these universities are public. In theory, they're public institutions.
Name a major football school that isn't a public institution.
There isn't one, I don't think.
I mean, the Ivy Leagues,
maybe.
The Ivy Leagues aren't even good at sports.
Oh no, the Ivy Leagues are awful at sports.
And those are the most expensive schools,
totally right.
Is it literally every state?
Yeah, I would read off names, but I don't think people would know who they are.
Oh, they would. They know some. Like, well, what's his name? Dabo.
Okay.
I mean, people know college football coaches.
Dabo Sweeney.
How much does he make a year?
John, $9.3 million. I don't know if that's a year.
No, that's a year.
That's a year.
That is a year.
I promise you, that's a year. College football is incredibly well paid.
Yeah.
The only people making
I was thinking more than that.
Oh well, that's
like
how long is this contract?
Get like $50 million.
No, did you hear about? Okay,
but they get bonuses and shit though. Like you get bonuses for your bowl games. That's just his guarantee.
Texas just fired their coach after winning a bowl game, and their coach is still owed $15 million. They still have to pay him. He's not the coach anymore. He goes to the beach.
Can't you also get like brand deals and stuff? Isn't it like social media stars? You can get brand deals and all that shit.
Well, the kids can't, but the coaches can.
Yeah. How does that help?
Oh, really?
Oh,
I thought schools are for education.
Lost eligibility for getting pasta dinners a while back.
Wait, so if you're like a Florida State player, you can't have a brand deal with Nike or Adidas?
Nope.
You cannot take any money.
You cannot take any money, period, from anyone, from anywhere. You're not even allowed to take gifts.
But they're allowed to profit off of you.
Oh yeah, that's why. Well, that's why there's no
exploitation.
The college football system is probably the closest thing to like a plantation system we have anymore.
Oh yeah.
And that sounds like me being hyperbolic or even like a little like race baiting.
Not hyperbolic.
I'm being completely serious. It is old white men come and get young black boys to give up their bodies for them, and then if you
break your leg. And you're done.
Your scholarship's over.
They don't care about you anymore.
They don't care anymore.
You don't exist.
You don't get a guaranteed scholarship for the rest of the time you're there. If you get hurt, you're done.
Damn. So you get like pretty much kicked out of school.
You get kicked out of school. You don't have the scholarship. You don't get the financial aid. You don't get the dorms assigned for them. You don't get all kinds of shit assigned to them. There's so many rules. One of them recently had to give up Twitch. They weren't allowed to Twitch. They're like, you either stop twitching or
did that have anything to do with like him playing football, or was it just that he was probably making money?
You're not allowed to make money off. You're not allowed to have a job.
Even if he went and worked at Best Buy,
you cannot have a job.
You cannot. There's like weird rules.
The NCAA does not let you have a job.
You can have a job in off-season weird shit, and there's so many weird rules. And
it's so crazy.
Pretty much like no, you pretty much can't. And some of these kids like.
How about tyranny?
You're talking about a 19-year-old, right? Who's never his family, like some of these people like from Immokalee and shit, like down there, they're poor as fuck. I am talking poor as fuck. And one of the big scandals is like coaches paying light bills or in shit like this, all these things. And it's like, but if he gets in there and he's 19 years old, he's sophomore year, you can't join the NFL without going to college first. Right, it's not like the NBA where you have to do, and now the NBA even has it, I think.
Yeah, you have to do a year. Right? You have to be a year out of school.
Football has all kinds of weird rules. You declare for draft, but all this other shit, right? But say you get hurt when you're 20 years old, your chances are done forever, and you could never make any money off of that. But you could have won the Heisman Trophy when you were 19, and they sold a couple $1 million worth of jerseys with your name on it. Tim Tebow, think about how many people you saw wearing Tim Tebow jerseys, right? Tim Tebow never saw a dime from that shit. I still see motherfuckers in brand new Tim Tebow jerseys. I mean, he is the messiah of the swamp or whatever for their fucking run. I hate that dude with a passion. I'm a Florida State fan, but he never got paid a fucking dime any of that. And that's just how that is. And they don't, I don't remember who it was, but they seriously, or where it was, but they like lost. They were. I think it ended up getting reversed, but they were going to lose eligibility for getting pasta dinner from a coach. And he's like, when coronavirus happened, when this all happened, they shut down some of these facilities and these amenities. Some of these kids are like, I don't have any food otherwise. If the team doesn't feed me, I don't have any food because I'm poor. Well, you're not allowed to have a job. And then like when you're practicing, you have to have a full course load, right? And you're doing 2-a-day practices. Could you imagine doing 4 hours of physical activity with a 3-hour break and then come back and do 4 more hours of physical activity and then still do a college course?
Yeah.
4 of them?
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh, they didn't do good in school. It's like, well, yeah, also their job was not to go to school. It's to play football.
At any level of any kind of even semi-pro football, it is a full-time job to keep your body in the shape to do football.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an insane amount of work that you have to do. It's not like, oh, I'm going to do it. It's not like me going and riding my bike on a weekend. It's like
you have to be
in tip-top shape.
You have to.
I've never thought about it like that.
It is. Oh, I mean,
but like being a boxing fan, I watch these guys through their fight camps and shit. So I guess like I'm thinking of it like that. Like, well, they got to be in fight camp like all season.
How often do you see those guys that don't have a job?
All year round. It's year round. You get 2 weeks. You get 2 months off in the winter time when it's over. Sometimes depending on the program, but then spring ball packs up,
and you still have to keep in shape.
Yeah, and
you have to pack on calories. You have to work out all that stuff.
Like in high school, I was expected to do shit in the summertime for football in the fall as a teenager.
Yeah,
I had like homework.
That's why I didn't do any of this shit.
Like summer workout and shit. I mean, honestly, if I had a little bit like more stable economic background and I could have done summer football more, I probably would have played Division III somewhere and fucking not be able to move my legs anymore or some shit. I probably got fucking like destroyed and like just I barely, you think my back's bad now.
Not remember stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got all them head traumas anyways, but yeah, right. I even have even fucking more. What's that lady?
Hey, did you guys watch that Ted Cruz clip I sent to you?
I saw some of it. That guy is something. I mean, maybe he shouldn't have killed all those people in the Bay Area.
Did you guys get to the joke he told?
That's what I saw. Right. I listened to that and then I
did you hear the joke, Tim?
No, screen share it. Screen share it. Pull it up. And I've been busy all day. And also anytime Ted Cruz just
let me find it real quick.
The amount of cuck from that man and his stupid fucking facial hair he has, that low testosterone facial hair. It's like me. I don't shave the side parts here, but I don't pretend like I got a beard.
He makes my beard look good.
Yeah,
that's what I like about him. I guess that's my that's Aces. He makes my beard look good.
He basically is he's the biggest cuck that's ever existed. And every time I see him, I just think about him fucking phone banking for the dude that called his wife ugly, said his dad killed JFK, all that other shit. And I just think about just like how big of a fucking nerd he thought he was going to be president. I thought he was going to be president. Everybody thought he was going to be president.
Hey, turn on.
All he had to do was say that it was George H.W. Bush that killed JFK.
It should be on.
It's not working.
Oh, here we go.
You want me to send it to you?
No, now you should. I fucking hate this thing. Just hit the fucking button. Let's listen to this.
All right, here we go.
Well, rewind it back to the part that you asked me if I could hear.
Right here. So, did you hear the audience member?
No, because it fucking went glitch.
Yeah,
this video is recorded by like an iPhone 2.
But it gets like you can hear some of the joke. But basically, he's talking about how the Democrats are turning out, and somebody in the crowd yells, "Dead or alive."
Right. Yeah.
And then so then Ted Cruz gives this little look. Somebody else yells "legal" or "not illegal" or whatever, and then he follows up with his bit. Just bear with the shittiness.
I'm bearing with the shitty audio, the shitty video.
There's an old story about the sheriff walking through a graveyard, casting votes. And they get about halfway through. The sheriff says, "All right, we got all we need. We're done." And the deputy looks at the sheriff. I got to say something. This is wrong. This is wrong, and I got to object. Sheriff says, what do you mean? Deputy says, look, Sheriff, those folks over there on that side of the graveyard, they got every bit as much right to vote as the people behind us.
Did he write that joke?
Him or my grandfather.
Who wrote that joke?
Some goddamn some Republican in the 60s talking about the Kennedy campaign in Chicago. Like, I don't know. It's been
but the Kennedy campaign in Chicago wasn't.
Yeah, it did actually do that. Yeah, it's
they did that. Yeah,
the Biden campaign didn't get
Daily
a
Machine.
vote. If they, I wish they were as fucking nefarious as these dipshits are. They didn't have to be nefarious. Like, you're a fucking ham sandwich.
Hey guys, do you know what happened today?
What happened?
We voted Nancy Pelosi back into the speakership. So, girl power.
We
did that today.
Yeah, it happened today.
Yeah, but I also don't understand how them like pitching a fit about her not being speaker would have done anything.
No, there's nobody else. Like it would.
Like the people that.
Do you want garbage or trash?
Brittany's not Twitter brained as we are. Twitter poisoned as much.
I hate Twitter.
You should.
Yeah.
It's awful.
She's not on the FTV.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's fucking. There's a shit ton of people basically mad at that AOC for not like. I don't know, nuclear optioning Nancy Pelosi being speaker. And it's like, all right, what is not voting for her going to do for her?
I mean, I see both sides, I guess. Like, I'm a centrist in that one. Like, it would have been nice if they had done something.
Yeah, it would be nice if they did something, but it will also do nothing. It would literally be, and it's
meaningless.
It's people that don't have to do it, asking someone to do something. And it's like, you'll never do that, internet person. You'll never do that. People that are doing what we're doing right now, telling her what she should fucking do, and like I get to a point with a certain point about telling, but it's like, it's a performative gesture. It will make no difference. There's nobody waiting in the wings. What do you?
Not like it's AOC is not going to be the speaker.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Just piss her off more? Make her hate you even more?
Yeah.
Let's get the fucking DNC and all of that against you even more, because these people act like the DNC won't nuke her fucking district.
Of course they will.
They'll
put Crowley back in. They'll do whatever they can.
They fucking keep
to put a
acting
centrist in
like
power.
they won't just come up with a reason to maybe even fucking murder these people. I know that's conspiracy brain, but people.
Oh, we're talking about Seth Rich now.
maybe.
Hey, I'm not.
For every Seth Rich, how many fucking state level staffers just get murdered on a highway?
Yeah.
How many car accidents happen? Why'd the Wellstone's jet go down? You know what I mean? Was it pilot error? Or pilot error or fucking Sparrow missile?
Didn't Gary Webb shoot himself twice in the head?
Yeah, from the back.
Commit suicide.
Yeah. Well, Gary, they didn't even have to kill Gary Webb. They fucking ruined him before that.
Right.
Gary Webb's the guy that said the CIA brought crack into America, and then it's confirmed in like the CIA.
Yeah, we know that now. It's like not even a joke.
It's not even a joke. It's that conspiracy that like the CIA invented crack. They didn't invent it, but they popularized it. They straight up popularized it.
Brittany, when you're bored, look up, get deep on Iran-Contra.
You give me enough homework.
You do your homework. I'm going to grade you soon. It's going to happen.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to start doing struggle sessions, Brittany, if you don't fucking do the homework.
I knew.
I'm trying, man. I'm too busy watching Ted Cruz act like Foghorn Leghorn.
Oh my god!
A bunch of fucking.
You mean Raphael?
Watch Trumpers.
You mean Raphael? From now on, I'm not calling him Ted, and I'm not going to let anybody else call him Ted in my presence. You mean the guy named Raphael Edward Cruz, the senator from Texas? That guy? Because I don't know who Ted Cruz is. Ted
is that his real name?
Yeah, his real name's Raphael. Oh no, he's white, but he's white. They're white. He's Cuban from Canada or whatever, but they're white. It's not. They're the descendants of the people that own the fucking island, not the people from the island.
I'll piss off a lot of people from Miami, but the ones that got out in general were the ones that owned everything.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Because I had a conversation with my friend. Because Tim, there's a Cuban in the script that we're writing, right?
Of course, there. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, I lost y'all, didn't I? Shit.
Of course, dude. I know plenty of Cubans that look
There
white.
we go. The internet.
He's like, why would you do that?
Hold on. Go back. I lost y'all for fucking 20 seconds.
Okay. We were talking about casting the Cuban, right? And
Right.
we were saying, should we consider white people? That was my question.
Yeah, Cuba.
And
A lot of Cubans are white.
Yeah, because I don't know what my friend Dimitri is, but he's what's the proper term? Latino, Hispanic.
It doesn't matter.
You did say Latinx? Wow, you're canceled.
Is he fucking brown, Brittany? Is he brown?
He is brown. Yeah.
Okay,
And
then
he's like,
probably
why
not.
would
He's okay. There's some people in Cuba that had to leave Cuba came to Cuba from Spain, which is a white country. Spaniards are white, and they took over Cuba, right? Plantation owners weren't black. So if you said you were if you escaped from a plantation and you were black, it's different than if you escaped from a plantation because your daddy was controlling. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So say you're.
But the point I'm trying to make is we were trying to say, should we consider white actors? And I was like, of course we should.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, you gotta like diversity and stuff. And I'm like, but if there's a white actor that's good, well, we went on this argument.
But you also can have diversity.
Why I'm here right now.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was tired of fucking talking to just white people. Yeah. Yeah,
but no, I was saying, hey man, I know a bunch of Cubans that look white. Why is that?
Because some Cubans are white. Some Cubans are straight up that's the fucking landed class. Most of the Miami Cubans are the people that owned the shit that the people took back. You'll hear talking about like my granddad had to flee. My granddad had to flee Castro and then find out, it's because he was a fucking literal plantation owner.
He took all the slaves away from my sugar plantation.
Yeah, and he took all my
So Castro wasn't bad?
No, not all the way.
Yeah, the thing is, Stalin wasn't entirely bad. Castro wasn't entirely bad. Mao wasn't entirely bad. They did a lot of bad stuff.
People are complex and dynamic, and power, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Right?
We all contain multitudes.
Politicians have done bad shit.
American politicians have done equally as bad. Well, maybe not to Stalin, because Stalin's his own special case.
We're not going to talk about the Holodomor right now.
I'm not even mentioning that. But that shit was real. Okay, it was real enough, friend. It was real enough. Okay, here's the problem with ends up with all that shit, right? The only reporting that comes out on shit like that is propaganda against Stalin. Right? You don't end up with anything else because there's not anything else left. There's no internal shit, and you end up with all of that shit. It's just like you end up with the same shit all the time, right? But there's too much smoke for there not to be fire for that kind of shit. But we can all agree Stalin was an asshole.
Yes. But he did cool stuff like robbing banks.
Listen, he robbed banks, which I, fully endorse robbing banks, especially in fucking pre-revolutionary Russia or whatever, right? If you're robbing the Tsar, cool.
Yeah, take as much as you want from a Tsar.
Anything, because Tsar comes from Caesar, whatever, right? The diversity thing, like, there can be white Cubans. You can have other characters be other, like, you don't have to have everything be diverse just to be diverse.
You can have many Asian people.
Our main character's a white guy, so we're cornered already.
Okay. So
I want to see some Asian Cubans.
So every fucking other person in the thing has to be white now, or we only have only. It's like, again, that's the shit that drives me nuts about the forced diversity, and it's so obviously performative, and shit.
I agree.
I don't.
There's a lot of subversion of art. Like,
there is
art should be subversive.
You can be, and also it's been subverted by the CIA. It's been fucking infiltrated. They have taken and they've convinced us that representation in media is the same thing as representation in government, right? They've also convinced us that representation is the same thing as liberation. They've convinced millions of people that if a fucking black girl is the one that ordered the drone strike on the fucking American citizen with his dad who's not an American citizen or whatever, then it'd be okay. You know, it's a gay black Latina.
Now it's good. We made it good now by the person who did it. Like,
now it's fine. Like,
it's like the action doesn't matter.
Yeah, the only criticism you're only criticizing because they're a woman. It's like, no, I'd criticize Nancy Pelosi just as fucking much, if not more. I'd probably actually say more hateful things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's you ever see that old sketch I did with Heather Shaw where it's like, it's not because you're queer, it's because you're a bitch?
Dude, that is the funniest joke I've ever heard.
It is some people, honest to God, equate marginalization with like goodness. They equate, oppression with it being automatically good. There are oppressed people that are shitty. There are shitty people of every shape, size, color, whatever, right? The reason why you don't end up hearing about non-shitty like billionaires or whatever is because once you start getting close to that and you're not shitty, you go, oh, fuck, man. Instead of being a billionaire, I could just not go to work anymore ever again and just fuck models in Costa Rica. You know what I mean? Like, there's
Why isn't Trump doing that?
because he fucking is a narcissist and shit. And he's always been
Can't
rich.
help himself.
He's always been rich. He doesn't care. He's always been rich. He also, I think he might even be asexual, especially now. I don't think.
I think so too.
I don't think he fucks
100 years old.
But he's definitely got a fake Melania.
Coming from a fellow asexual, I'm pretty sure he is.
Both of you and I both just ain't got none. We're not asexual. We just don't get none. It's just we're incels, just not incels. If that makes any sense.
I know, dude. It's confusing.
People, but you know what people will not understand is like, I just don't want to fuck you. And they'll be like, what?
No, dude. The amount of people I've met in my life personally, not like celebrities or like movie characters that I wanted to fuck, has been 3.
And it's just like, it's just, all right, I'm just ain't fuck,
and one of them I'm really not that sure about.
Yeah, there you go, friend. I tell you right now, I don't want. My dick's never want. If I could put it in a jar and I have to worry about it ever again, I would.
Yeah, same.
I would do the chemical castration thing.
Oh man, we got Rasputin over here.
Hey, I'm just fucking listen. It'll blind you, man. You make bad decisions. It'll blind you. But it's.
I have other vices though. So
me too, friend. Me too. Trust me, me too.
What's left without a few vices?
But not worth living. That's a fucking fact.
That's why I get mad with the whole drugs discussion. Like I admitted to my family I did acid on New Year's night, and they got pissed, and I was like, "Why? Like, I'm 35 years old.
You did acid on New Year's Eve. This New Year's Eve with no one around.
No, we were just talking, and me and my drunk uncle, he was like, "Oh yeah, mushrooms." I was like, "Dude, you gotta do acid." So cat's out of the bag. Yeah, Brit's done acid.
Oh man, what a terrible fucking thing you've done.
Exactly.
You're the worst.
Back to Woodstock '69.
Yeah, you're the fucking worst person that's ever been. You and Hitler. That's what's
wrong with these conservatives.
Up and up.
They need to do some psychedelics.
Probably a lot of people need to. I haven't, but I would.
A lot of people should.
That would be perfect for you, Sean.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, piss testing and all is a real thing.
Yep.
And he can't consume substances like that.
What acid chemicals in a piss test?
I don't know, but I don't want to find out.
And also, like, publicly admitting it on the thing that you release. You act like people. We're
crash
actually
a forklift, and what's going to happen?
Yeah, we're trying to get people to watch this. Remember, so let's definitely admit to crimes. Let's commit to premeditated crimes as we make a podcast about agitating the government.
What's the crime? Doing acid?
Acid's illegal, friend.
Oh shit! I live in California now, dude. I thought everything was legal.
It's true. They decriminalized it or whatever too in fucking LA.
Did they? Or
yeah, like in the city of LA. I got a Facebook pop-up ad for 100% legal acid, and I was like, what?
Hell yeah, dude.
At first I was like, hopefully this is like epoxy, because I've been looking for a deal on epoxies.
Yeah.
So I was half clicking through. I was like, this might be an epoxy deal. this might be my new resin hookup right here. You know what I mean? Like, because some of that shit's hazardous to ship or whatever, right? Now it's like some storefront in LA is like, LA decriminalized mushrooms and LSD. So technically you're buying it from our storefront. And like, I think the way they did it was that, like you didn't buy the acid or whatever you paid the guy to buy it for you and he gifted it to you or some stupid shit. Like it was some goofy, like on their like FAQ of like, is this legal? Here it is. You didn't buy it here though. You bought it like, or whatever. And it was just like, what?
Yeah.
So it's the situation where like my weed blew up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate, that's I hate the medicinal marijuana thing. Like, I don't think marijuana should be legal for medicinal purposes. We know what you're fucking using it for.
Oh no, it has
Like-
medicinal purposes. It has it, but and that is one of the
I
criticisms.
don't believe it's like as much as they think.
Oh
They
no,
make
it's
you think
not.
it
And
is,
the reason
though.
why it's not that. And the reason why it's acted like that though is because the only people that were open to it were weird hippie people at first. It's been legal in California for what, like 20 years or whatever, medical, right?
Yeah,
And,
probably.
and it's the same thing at being a gateway drug. It's only a gateway drug if you buy it from a drug dealer. It's like, is 7-Eleven a gateway drug to fucking like ice cream? Because it sells, you know what I mean? Like,
Could be, maybe.
I had
Yeah.
a beer and now I do fentanyl
Exactly.
every day.
exactly. Well, I mean, it's got booze. So is the beer a gateway to the fucking taquitos?
Oh,
You know,
Yeah.
like, or is taquitos a
yeah,
gateway
well,
to
yeah.
beer?
I mean, honestly, yes.
Yeah, it is. And that's
No,
what
it
I mean.
sounds really good.
I'm being completely
I'm
serious
drinking
about it.
a
But
beer.
like, if you could buy weed where you bought beer, you don't buy it where you buy fentanyl. You know,
Yeah.
the only argument to weed being a gateway drug was because of the illegality of it. I've never met anyone that was into pot that went out of their way to seek out other harder stuff.
Yeah, no.
Have any of y'all
Just
ever
like
met anyone?
psychedelics.
And even then, a lot of times that shit's because the dealer offered you some, or he has it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like straight up, like I'm willing to bet, like my pinky toe, that there's under 1,000 people total that's ever went from straight up just got into pot and then want to do hard drugs afterwards. Like total
Yeah.
ever. Like I
agree.
mean that sincerely. If somebody finds me 1,001 cases of that, I'll let you cut off my toe with blowtorch or some shit.
I'm
You
down.
document-
I'll do the investigation.
Yeah, you fucking investigate it. And you come back with 1,000 people, and then they had and I'll fucking cut off my toe.
I did opiates once after an accident. I had a scooter and I got hit by a car, and I understand why people love them. I get it, but also it's like, oof.
As someone that's on opiates and as someone that has chronic pain, when you don't feel pain after you felt pain every single moment for the fucking, like I hurt the minute I wake up, the minute I fucking go to sleep, and it's various levels of dulling. When, empty stomach, wrong dosage, all of a sudden that's why
Right.
people suck dick for this. That's why people ruin
I
their
don't
lives
know,
for this.
man.
No, you
I don't
don't.
know.
You
It's
don't
good.
know.
It's-
You
it's-
don't know.
it's-
Imagine
No, for me personally, I'm saying I don't know if I could suck dick for anything. To be honest with you,
well,
direct a Star Wars movie. That's it. I'll suck a dick
There you
to
go.
direct a Star Wars.
There you go.
movie.
But you also, I mean, pain, it always hurts, man. Something always hurts, right? And then for
Yeah.
nothing to hurt when something always hurts, imagine you had to have a light on in your room constantly, right?
Yeah.
And you try watching a movie with a light on, it's fine or whatever most of the time, but the light's brighter, and then like it's nice when you can fucking finally turn that light off.
Yeah.
You know, you want to go try sleeping with the fucking light on and see how it
That's
works
awful.
out. Yeah,
It's like
it sucks.
sleeping with a light off, the fans on, just right,
Yeah,
you know?
just right.
Yeah.
perfect
Yeah.
temperature. Your
It's
dog's
just-
not barking.
69.
That's what that feels like when them opiates take over.
yeah.
It feels like coming home from a
Don't tell
long,
me
hard
that.
day, and then and that's,
Yeah, don't do them. Stay
don't
away.
do them straight. I'm
Yeah,
telling you
no,
right now, people, if you have chronic pain and you get to where you feel that way, pull back from your dosage.
Medical marijuana, you can get that almost anywhere. Get
And
that
medical marijuana, you also can't die from.
right. Exactly. You're
Yeah.
not going to OD on it.
You
Is
can't.
that the medicinal purpose that we're talking about here?
Well, the
Yes.
medicinal purposes, it does help with aches and pains. It helps with a ton of stuff. It helps with glaucoma. It helps with inflammation. It helps with all kinds of shit. It has medical
Dude,
benefits.
here,
But
I
it does
smoke
not
weed
cure
every
cancer.
day, and it does not help with inflammation.
No, it does. It will help with inflammation. It really will. Try not doing it every day for 6 months and see how your shit feels.
Okay.
You,
I mean, no, but
yeah,
okay.
exactly. You'd be surprised. It's like once you take away, it's like I've known some people that took aspirin every day, like religiously for headaches or whatever type shit. Like they always took it, and then they stopped or whatever. It's like no, you don't know. You take it away and see what happens. It has pain killing effects, but you know what? It doesn't replicate 100%. Fucking pain medicine. I don't give a fuck what weirdo tells you replicates pain medicine 100%. But you know what it will do? It will make it so you don't really care.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm
high.
saying.
And not caring
It
is the
doesn't
scary
make
part.
your pain go away.
No,
Like,
but it will
makes
dull.
you so you don't care.
It'll dull your senses to it, and
What's the difference between not having pain and not caring about your pain? There's
Not
really not a
much.
big difference there.
Not much, not much. And that's the fucking sweet relief of edibles, friends.
And that's why the Sackler brothers have billions of dollars.
And that is
I can't
why.
do edibles anymore.
Why not?
Do you want to know? Do you want to hear the story?
I mean, if you want to tell it to people listening to us, sure.
I don't give
Brittany
a fuck.
pooped her pants.
Everybody knows.
In our ostensibly
No.
political podcast.
I had brought a shit ton of edibles home from LA one time, and
Right.
one of my friends, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do edibles with my friend because we're close friends, right? So,
I mean,
I got him. This was before some law passed in LA where they had to like regulate the doses, I think, because I was able to get
the Death Star
1,000
things. Yeah.
I got
Forgot
a
Star
1,000
Wars.
milligram brownie. I don't
Right.
think you can get 1,000 milligram anything anymore.
Not anymore.
I remember we
don't
cut
think
it up. I remember we cut it up into 12 pieces.
Right.
And I think I took like 80 milligrams, which I guess depending on who you talk to is a lot or not a lot.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting there going like, I need 4 or 5 times that. Let me get
Yeah.
4 times that.
But up until that point, I'd only been doing like 20, 30 milligrams. And I was like, oh, I'll be fine. I'm just going to get really fucking high and everything will be good.
No.
And we were like, cool, let's go to Publix and get
Why'd you
food.
go anywhere?
Because we had an hour. I was like, dude, we got an hour before this shit kicks in. Let's go to Publix.
Maybe you have an hour. Maybe you have an hour.
We're in
Bloodstream's
the
a funny thing.
Publix. We're in the Publix, and everything's like, all of a sudden my hearing goes muffled. I lost track of my friend. I don't know what I'm looking at anymore. And I'm like, listen, we got to get the fuck out of here. Right?
Oh yeah, you do, yeah.
I went from that point at Publix. I made it back to his apartment, and I was pretty much like incapacitated for the rest of the night. Finally go to sleep, and I'm like the most hungover that I've ever been the next day. And this dude decides to watch. I'm like staying at this guy's house. He decides to watch The Night Of. Do you guys know that TV series?
Oh, that's that murder one
that'll mess
thing you
you
were
up.
talking about, right?
Oh,
The murder
man.
mystery one where the
The
guy's
most
innocent or
depressing
whatever.
shit.
What the fuck, bro?
And
What
I'm
the
fucking
fuck?
hung over on this dude's couch.
Do you
And
watch
he watched-
anything without someone from Star Wars in it?
That's true. It wasn't my idea
Is
to
there a
watch
Star
this
Wars
shit,
guy
okay?
in that?
Riz Ahmed was in Star Wars.
I don't know who Riz Ahmed is.
Yeah, he was in Star Wars.
Which one is that?
Yeah, he was in Rogue One.
Yeah. He's a good rapper
He's
too.
like-
But
But
yes,
which one
I'm sorry.
is that?
I'm sorry.
He's a rapper?
Yeah, he's
What?
really good. Yeah, you should listen to his music. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting.
know.
Which guy is he though? Who is it?
I don't know his name. I don't know the Disney
I mean,
shit
what?
that
Well, no,
well.
what role did he play in the stupid fucking Rogue One thing? What part did he do?
He was one of the
I'm Googling.
rogues.
Oh, he wasn't.
He was like,
He was like Rogue 4, Rogue 5.
That wasn't
He wasn't Rogue
the guy that wasn't Forrest
Middle
Whitaker or whatever that was black.
right.
Uh,
Hold on, I'll look it up.
Oh, man.
Rogue
Picture
One.
we're all Googling right now.
I'm not Googling. I refuse
Okay,
to
me
Google
and
it.
Britt are.
I'm pretending it's the old days when you couldn't just Google these people and you had to just like. You remember when you had to do that for fucking 20 minutes with no Google? You had to try and figure out where somebody was from, or like
Yeah.
what movie they were in. When I'm saying what someone's
It
from,
was awful.
you're like, yeah, they were in that fucking
The Dark
one.
Times.
This guy,
Oh,
Right?
okay, all right, yeah, all
Yeah.
right.
right, Sean?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
All right, I recognize that fella.
Okay, I was making sure I remember that. But
Maybe
dude,
good.
so I'm hungover as shit. I want to die, and he fucking binge watched the whole thing. I watched the whole thing that day, dude. It was awful.
It's a good show, at least. So
It
Good
was
thing.
good, but it was
good
not the
hungover show.
time.
There's a time and a place for everything, and sometimes just
sometimes
I
just
wanted to
sleep.
kill myself.
I don't understand why people watch this depressing shit though. I don't all the time. You know what? I don't understand why people listen to depressing music all the time.
Yeah.
People listen to some
Yeah.
of the most depressing fucking music shit all the goddamn time. I need to turn it.
Yeah. It's
Wait,
like you
hold
don't
on,
even listen
hold
to
on.
the Smiths all the day.
I've been wanting to talk to you about this, Sean. Is Coheed and Cambria depressing?
I don't find it depressing. I love Coheed. They're awesome.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I saw you make a comment on Facebook, and I was like, "Is he a fellow?"
They're one of the last people like I saw
Damn.
live, like before I got old.
Is he a child among the fence?
I forgot to keep my card turned off, and something for $10.99 got me. Fuck. That's fine.
Fuck yeah,
no.
me and Sean, we're bonded.
I'm sorry. I know y'all are big. The Coheed and Cambria, I only know from that one song they did.
They're so dope, dude.
That and the hair, the guy had hair like me. He had big ass hair, but it's black or whatever. He
It's
was like
pretty
chubby.
much it's pretty much just Star Wars the Rock Band.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I
Is
never
it really like
I
that?
didn't read the comic book.
There's
I
a
refuse to
comic
do
book?
that. Yeah,
Dude,
they did a
there's
comic
a whole
book.
fucking story, dude.
Are they
Oh.
in the comic book?
The whole
Yeah.
all the first like 4 or 5 albums were all like made into
Yeah.
a story. So
Yeah.
I'm not
Coheed and
that
Cambria
much of a nerd.
are the main characters of the story.
I know. All right.
What the fuck? Did we lose
I just
I
like,
just like
yeah,
the fat rock licks.
the
That's
fucking
like,
the Georgia satellites don't have
solos.
no goddamn backstory as far as I know. I don't think the Georgia satellites mean anything. I think they just like the combination of satellites and they were from Georgia. You know,
Oh yeah.
Leonard Skinner's
You didn't
named
get
after
the
a
Leonard
gym
Skinner
teacher.
traits?
I was gonna say Leonard Skinner's named after a gym teacher.
Did you know that my grandparents are buried in the same cemetery as Ronnie Van Zant?
I did not know that, but that's
Yep.
cool.
That's my claim to fame.
Ronnie Van Zant got there like pretty quick.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
went right in.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
there is some irony of that Street Survivor album, them all being on fire, and then those are the ones, and then that's it.
I didn't
In
know
my
this.
mind-
What? There's a Leonard Skinner conspiracy theory?
It's not a conspiracy. It's just a bunch of them died in a plane wreck, but the album they released before that was called Street Survivor, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna get up the good. Well, here you got screens. You got permissions now. Google original Leonard Skinner album cover Street Survivor, and pull it up and let the people say. You'll see what I mean here in just a second. And then they end up having a plane crash, and some of the people, I don't know if it was all the people were on fire or some of the people that were on fire ended up dying in that plane wreck. And naming your band, like naming the album Soul Survivor and having like all the good parts die was pretty bad. Basically, Leonard Skinner died with that plane wreck. I don't consider any of the new Leonard Skinner anything. No.
All right, I found it.
Only Leonard Skinner I recognize. Like, I pretend Leonard Skinner died with that plane wreck because they
These
eventually.
guys?
Yes.
So it's the guy in the black,
There a
the
black
red
guy?
shirt.
No,
No, the guy in the
he's
black.
Just dark. He's just dark.
No, say there's a guy who looks black. So I
Yeah,
don't
he's
know.
just dark. He's got a suntan.
I thought it was like Tin Lizzy.
Nah.
Then pull up Leonard Skinner's plane crash.
Oh God.
You ain't gotta see the fucking
Leonard Skinner
like
plane crash.
Their body
graphic
parts.
photos.
no
Plane crash album cover. Wait,
Yeah,
what am I?
Well, just I don't know, just quick images, man. But you see
This
how
one?
I don't know, yeah. But you see how like some of them, they just a bunch of them died. You can see here 3 members of the
Yeah,
Jackson
3
were
members.
3 of them were killed, right? The lead
Jacksonville.
singer, the guitarist, and the vocalist. Yeah. But it's the ones that were on fire burned up. Also, Ronnie Van Zant didn't like the Confederate flag, but his brother don't seem to care.
Yeah, because I feel like they were the ones that like normalized all that shit.
Well,
Like all the rednecks
yeah,
were like,
they did in a way, and like the record label pushed them to do all that at first, right?
Really?
I mean, also they did not normalize the Confederate flag. The Confederate flag was a part of NASCAR and was the fucking. They used to have the race, the Dixie 400, where it was like the Confederate flag was the logo for like 30 years. Like the Confederate
I
flag
didn't know
is.
that. I should know that.
I mean, the Confederate flag is a very problematic thing, but Leonard Skinner don't own the fucking Confederate flag, right? They don't own it making it popular. It was already popular.
But I feel like the people that I know that still fly the Confederate flag probably do it because of Skinner.
Yeah, because they're dipshits. But I mean, Skinner also released
Yeah.
pull up their newest record called like Guns and God or whatever, and they did their anti-Obama shit. I mean, you went
They
from a
did some
band,
anti-Obama shit.
dude. They had the Saturday Night Specials about handguns and pouring them all in the bottom of the sea, and then they later on made a fucking record called God and Guns. because of that
See.
Obama line. Remember how remember Obama said they're clinging to their guns and their religion, right?
Yes.
Ronnie
Did he
made a
say
song.
that?
Yeah, he said that. It was a fucking big scandal back in the
This
day.
right here?
Yeah. All right. Does that seem like the same band that did Throw Them All in the Bottom of the Sea? They're no good for killing anything but men or whatever. Would make a band called God and Guns?
No.
No.
Well, it's like that. It's like that meme I sent you.
It's very much like that, man. It's like that Rage Against the Machine where they're dancing. It's just like you missed the point.
Paul
yeah.
Ryan said he loves Rage Against the Machine.
I know. Paul Ryan
That's one of my favorite things ever. I love that. It just warms my heart to hear Paul Ryan saying he loves Rage Against the Machine.
It is absurd. He's the machine.
Yeah, exactly.
Motherfucker is literally the machine.
You are the machine.
I really love a communist band, I said, as I kept my capitalist machine going.
That's the most American thing you could do.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the lyrics of Leonard Skinner right here. 2 feet they came a creeping like a black cat do, and 2 bodies are laying naked. Creeper thinks he's got nothing to lose, and he creeps into this house. Yeah, unlocks the door, and as a man's reaching for his trouser, shoots him full of 38 holes, meaning 38 special, right? Mr. Saturday Night Blue Special got a barrel that's blue and cold. Ain't good for nothing but put a man 6 feet in the hole. Big Jim's been drinking whiskey and playing poker on a losing night. Pretty soon, old Jim starts to thinking everybody's been cheating and lying. So Big Jim commences to fighting. I wouldn't tell you no lie. Big Jim done pulled his pistol and shot his friend right between the eyes. Mr. Saturday Night Blue Special got a barrel that's blue and cold. Ain't good for nothing but put a man 6 feet in the hole. Handguns are made for killing. They ain't good for nothing else. And if you like to drink your whiskey, you might even shoot yourself. So why don't we dump them, people, to the bottom of the sea before some old fool come around here and want to shoot either you or me? Mr. Saturday Night Blue Special got a barrel that's blue and cold. Ain't good for nothing but put a man 6 feet in the hole. It's a Saturday night special, and I tell you what you could do with it too, and that's the end of the song. By the way, I did the lyrics.
Jacksonville.
By the way, I did the lyrics all the way. They
Yeah.
literally end on "That's the end of the song." That wasn't commentary for me. That's literally a lyric. Do you think that band would release God and Guns later on?
No, but what changed in between
The
them
fucker
and then
died
and
in the
now?
plane crash. You saw what happened. The good parts died in the plane crash.
Okay, so that's what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause everybody thinks that Ronnie Van Zant is the one that wrote the sister fucking song with Sweet Home Alabama.
Well, yeah, but Sweet Home Alabama is a direct response to Misconception with Neil Young. The Drive-By Truckers have an album that explains all of this, where they talk about 3 Alabama
You're
icons,
right.
It was very much a misconception, right? And, you know, the legend is that Neil Young was a pallbearer at the funeral or whatever, right? But the Leonard Skinner wasn't into the Confederate shit, but the good brother died. I said this on the podcast. That's what the fuck here. The good Leonard Skinner brother died. And I personally say that because I think Donnie Van Zant fucked my mom.
What?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
fucking way, dude.
Who
Who knows, man? My mom was my mom lied about a lot of shit, but she also was, she was, who knows, man? Pretty sure Donnie, yeah. At one point in time, it doesn't
Old
matter.
Timmy Van Zant.
No, it's not like that. I was already I was like a kid. Like, there was not. It
It was while you were alive?
Well, it might have been again like this when I hear this story when I was a kid. There's no telling for sure if it's true or not. Who the
You might
fuck
have hit
knows?
him a little bit.
My mother was a fucking pathological liar, but she also was much like me, where I'll tell these stories and it's like, this seems like this could not be true at all, right? My mom would tell stories that were halfway true all of the time. So there's no telling which, who knows for sure. I have vague memories of a tour bus out front one time because of fucking Bike Week, but that might not even been them. That might have been a cover man. Who the fuck knows?
I can't wait till we find out Tim's black.
I'm not black. I'm definitively not black. I'm not black. I know it sounded like a racist thing for me to instantly say I'm not black, but I'm just saying, like, I know I'm not black. No, I'm very much a ginger. And fucking, there's parts of me that the sun will burn up like I'm in the Blade movies.
Other things get a sunburn around Tim.
Yeah,
Not Tim.
I've
but
gotten
other
a
things are gonna get
sunburn in fucking in a car with tinted windows. I've gotten a sunburn before.
Done that though.
That's how fucking
I've done
ginger
that.
I am. That's how I am fair skinned, friend. I wish.
Speaking of Duval, I was up in St. Augustine this weekend.
Oh, and it was Johnny
Yeah?
I think it was Johnny that's why my dad hates 38 Special. It's Johnny.
Dude, I love
Yeah.
38 Special.
Wow.
What were you saying, Sean?
I don't even know. No, I was saying I was up in St. Augustine this weekend, and people up there, like North Florida, they don't like masks at all. It was
No,
insane.
dude.
Like
No.
I felt like I needed to be in like a hazmat suit. Like I was like in like Outbreak or something. I'm like, these
Yeah.
people are crazy.
People don't understand the difference between like that Florida's like in two sections. I've seen a lot of TikTok
It's three.
videos about this.
At Gainesville,
What's the third one?
at Gainesville,
Miami.
the South stops. Yeah. Then you have Central Florida, which is Florida. Then you have
Okay.
South Florida, which is
Miami.
mostly South America. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Cuba.
Yeah, it's basically. Yeah,
Puerto
it's basically. It's a Caribbean island that happens.
You go
to be
there,
on
you get some
land.
good food, and
Yeah.
you escape Castro.
But people don't understand that like North Florida and Central Florida are pretty much two
It's not the
entirely
same at
different
all.
things.
Almost
Yeah,
no one
they're
in
like-
Central Florida is from Central Florida.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
No one
I
lived
know a
here
couple
before
people.
the 50s. There weren't. My grandparent, my
You couldn't
granddad,
live here.
you couldn't. But there
Yeah.
also there wasn't a lot of houses here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Orlando, Sanford had celery, right? That's
That's not my win thing.
That's not my.
My mom just fed my dogs. They're going
Oh,
crazy.
I'm like, what? Well, I'm wearing noise
Wind
canceling
chime, that's what
headphones,
I was
and if
thinking.
I'm not seeing the
I
levels
heard a
from
wind
somebody
chime,
else,
I'm like,
wait,
what?
Well,
no.
I had that break in, and y'all saw I took them pictures the other day. The photographer come over and she took some pictures of me in the backyard. One of my
Yeah.
neighbors is walking and like ask her about the camera and stuff, and she just starts giving this dude like photography things. I'm just sitting there thinking like, please don't let him think that shit's in my house. Like, you know, like, you know,
Yeah.
he said he does YouTube.
There is no
and-
Nikon here.
Yeah, I wanted to be like, yeah, there is not expensive, easily sellable gear in this house.
Right.
Please don't break in, teenage boy.
Yeah.
Then someone comes in and they're like, what am I going to do with unexploded like World War II ammunition?
Hey, I do have a bunch of old British fucking, well, actually,
Yeah.
they're Italian 303 tracer rounds, but yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People assume, yeah. Honestly, people assume. I bought them a gun show. I fucking always wanted to shoot them, but I've always been a coward. Plus, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to use. I'm going to incinerary aircraft rounds from the 30s. Just, man,
You live near an airport.
that's true. But
You got to have the right plane.
hey, I mean,
Uh,
we're not going to talk about
in
any more
Minecraft.
than in Minecraft. Yeah. I don't know what.
But anyway, were we talking about Florida or something?
Florida's weird.
I
And it's
liked
indicative of the
where this is
entire
going.
country.
In Florida very much is a microcosm of America. It really
Yeah.
is. It had a ton of people that fucking retired here from states that had pensions and good benefits and live off their pensions here that don't think we should have those things anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're actively making their living on their retirements from up north who don't want retirements for down here like that.
Because we're buying avocado toast.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of people who like they will sell their house up north that they bought for $30,000 in the 70s for like $1 million because that's what property is, and they come down here and they become petty bourgeoisie because they bought a $200,000 cookie cutter house in the fucking subdivision that was built in what used to be a swamp like a month before the subdivision was started. You know, like,
Yeah.
Right.
The
They let
Florida
the-
swamp subdivisions are awesome.
yeah. I mean, you know the history of the old Florida land scams where they'd sell them swamps and shit.
No.
When they first started getting the railroads and shit down here, they would sell land in the Everglades and like outside of Miami and shit like that, and it was famously like a scam. You'd buy and it'd
Yeah.
just be swamp. Yeah, people would
like,
say they'd sell
people
acreage.
would not
in
know that it's swamp, and they think
Well, they-
they can build a house there.
Yeah, because you couldn't travel the way you do now. There's no photography's not like There were no iPhones. Photography is a big ass deal to even take a picture and replicate the picture. Like, and they just lie. and this is before photo IDs. This is before, like, if I was 200 years older, I probably would have been one of the most infamous con people that no one ever got caught. You know what I mean? Because you could just leave town. If I lived in Old West or whatever, if I lived back then, I would sell fucking Florida land. You just rip off Yankees and just move to town and get a different haircut and move town, and you're fine. Now, I'm not that guy. What are you gonna fuck? You know?
Yeah, can't do that nowadays.
The good old days. No, you can't.
Yeah,
the good old days. Did y'all hear that Trump audio that came out though about the find me 17,000 ballots from Georgia?
I heard about it. I didn't hear it.
Oh man,
my friend made a comment on Facebook that was hilarious. She was like, "I wish I could find $17,000 in my couch."
Dude, it's so fucking funny that we're laughing at the sitting president of the United States asking the secretary of like the state of Georgia to find him votes, and it's not like the instant drop. Oh, what the fuck? We've pat. But also, I tell you this: the one good thing about Jeff Bezos owning the Washington Post gives no fucks at all, bro.
Yeah.
Trump pissing off Jeff Bezos and like going after Bezos has led to, thankfully, we have one outlet in the country that is protected by the richest man in America. And it's also his personal, like, you know, laundry machine for propaganda and scams and all that other shit. But it is great. And, you know, he probably hires CIA agents like Khashoggi and all that shit. But when they have audio of Trump just like doing the mob guy, like, find me the votes.
He's such a wannabe mobster, dude.
It's not a wannabe. It's not a wannabe. There's no wannabe. Trump is, you're not a fucking real estate developer in the 1970s in New York in the 80s without being mobbed up. Trump is famously mobbed up.
I gave you homework, Brittany.
Like Roy Cohn.
You gotta listen to Roy Cohn behind the bastards. You need to
listen to Roy Cohn behind the bastards. You'll understand way more about everything. You really will.
Is this isn't the guy that he just pardoned, is he? Isn't there another Roy?
No, because he's dead.
He died of AIDS in the 80s.
Okay, shit.
Yeah.
Guys, can you just make it so that I don't say one stupid thing in one episode?
That's makes it fun.
That's the point of this fucking podcast is
you're
literally...
you're the one being radicalized.
Educate
you're the one being radicalized. The point of this podcast literally is because you're not stupid, but no one would know this kind of shit otherwise. You know,
we need more brain poison people.
We do need more brain poison people because then people stop putting up with brain poison so fucking much.
Exactly.
Hold on. Do you think that I feel like the people who vandalized Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell might be listeners of our podcast?
No, I think it's Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi. That did it.
Yeah.
You
it's
think
probably
so?
ice cream.
No.
Okay.
No.
Why is there absolutely no footage of it being done? I have
Why would they
cameras.
Why isn't it on TikTok?
Why isn't it on TikTok? Why wouldn't they broadcast
What do you mean?
it? Why? Who did it, and why did they claim responsibility for it? Straight up, you would be famous. You would be the most famous and most beloved person in America if you were the person that put a fucking "Where's my money, Mitch" on the door. It's a petty. It's not even a felony. It's not even a felony. It's a misdemeanor charge. No, it's a misdemeanor vandalism charge.
Rewind 2 days ago and imagine going to one of their houses.
Yes. Yeah.
Imagine doing that.
Imagine being able to get close enough with the Secret
Somebody
Service and everything else.
Somebody said that to me. They were like,
because it's an inside job. It just can't. And I know that there's that meme like, don't do the cops work it, but it's like, it's a cut up. It's straight. There's no way. I have three fucking to get sympathy for them to make it seem like people are radical. Like
propaganda.
Propaganda. Manufacturing consent, Brittany. Chomsky.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't feel bad for Mitch McConnell. Like,
no, it's not about you though. Law and order. Okay.
It was both of them too. Think about that.
It was both of them. Okay. It was both of them. Think about how many of them fucking super libs that love Nancy Pelosi, girl power boss, are so mad about it. How many super Republicans are mad? But also, how is there no video of it being done? I have 3 cameras around my house, and I have no money. I have so little money that forgetting to turn off my fucking debit card thing, to getting a notice I spent $11 at Apple, derailed this podcast. And I have 3 camera feeds. Well, actually, I have 4 when it really comes down to it. Like, so there's no video footage of Nancy Pelosi or Mitch McConnell's house. You're telling
right.
me there's
You're
not
right.
the fucking garage at Nancy Pelosi's house. I guarantee you
Does
they
she
both
live in a gated community?
I guarantee they live in a community.
She's worth like $200 million.
She's worth 200. She's fucking one of the richest people in the world when it really comes down to it, right? Mitch McConnell, like, there's no way someone was able to get up to their house to do all of that. It just doesn't.
But okay. But I feel like that's a dud, because what does that do for anybody? Nobody feels sorry for any one of these people.
No, tons of people do. Tons of people think, oh, they went too far. But you're not who they're going after. You're being radicalized, dipshit. You're not a mainstream person anymore.
My dad did a dance outside in the garage when I told him.
To which person?
Pelosi. He didn't give a shit about Mitch.
Exactly. So to some people, it makes them happy. Some people, it makes them mad. It's a litmus test. Also, it's okay. They already got beefed up. Now we can have beefed up security there because someone vandalized them, so we don't have to go vandalize it. Did you get the chance to vandalize Mitch McConnell's house, and the only thing you do is spray paint it? You don't kick in his fucking front door and drag him out in the street like a fucking turtle and take the shell off?
No.
I'm not saying we should set it on fire, but it could have happened.
I'm not. Yeah, exactly. You're telling me the person
in a movie.
You're telling me a person's no, straight up. You're sneaky enough to get to Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi's house, and you decide to do that fucking tame shit. You don't even leave any permanent damage.
Like some Joker shit. Like, we're letting you know that we're here and we can get to your house.
They know. They already know we're here.
They know we're
here.
Care. They don't care that we're here. You don't think Mitch McConnell doesn't know what Twitter is? You don't
yeah, but I'm saying, like, it's different when somebody breaks into your house. Like, you feel like a personal attack.
Yeah.
Break into their house first.
But they didn't break into the house. They spray painted the fucking or now people are placated because Nancy Pelosi got a pig thing on her door instead of, a bunch of people went up to Nancy Pelosi's house and then literally drug it off the fucking foundation. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
it's the appetizer. You're not hungry anymore. It's why we got 600, not 2,000. You know what I mean? You fill the void.
To just sat. Okay,
it fills a void.
Something. It's like sating your taste a little bit.
It's,
you know, it's a moose bouche.
And also, you really discount how much people like law and order. Like, you go look at old editorial cartoons about MLK, and they're talking about another peaceful riot, and like the city's destroyed or whatever, right? Or another peaceful, like, moderates love law and order, and they don't like graffiti. They don't like that shit. I guarantee you there's a shit ton of mainline Democrats incredibly pissed off that someone would have the gall to spray paint all of that shit. Plus, we want everything. What's that connected? It's not connected to anything. Why would no one ever put, you know what I mean? Like, no, it's,
you're right.
Because they wrote, we want everything.
Problem.
It's supposed to make, these godless little leftists. They want everything. They want free health. They want free healthcare. They want all this other shit. That's what it is. That's what it's for. That, and the Mitch McConnell one makes you feel good. Yeah, it is depressing. And that's the fucking psyop of it. I'm sorry. I can't believe that there's no footage of them doing it. And the people didn't TikTok them doing it. You'd be people want to be famous. You'd only go to jail for maybe 5 years at most, even if it's your first conviction and you're 18 years old and you spray painted it, like, it's a criminal mischief charge. Why wouldn't you TikTok it? I'd TikTok it straight up. If I could sneak up to Mitch McConnell's house to shit on his front steps, I'd be on Facebook Live while I was doing it.
Yeah, there's a lot of social media I'd be on.
Dude, I'll drive.
Yeah, well, we can't get away with it now because remember, somebody spray painted his house, so he's got 24-hour security now.
Yeah. It does seem like the person that went after Mitch's house didn't do, like, there was a conversation afterwards and they were like, man, why did you do Nancy Pelosi so bad? I don't know. I didn't know we were supposed to go that far.
Because it was the same guy.
Yeah, it's the same team. Like, oh, well, they didn't have the budget anymore. They only gave him $1,000 to get it done. They spent fucking $500 on the pig head or whatever.
Oh no, they defunded
Yeah.
the CIA.
They defunded the CIA. We need to refund the PSYOPs division. But yeah, I mean, just think about it, like, it's so perfect. And they don't have a suspect. They don't have no information. They're not, also, why even tell us?
Yeah, it's like it's a classic false flag.
Why even tell
We
us?
want to see these people brought down.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
You want to,
hate
yes,
them.
You want
but
to.
they're not.
They're not.
You want it, but you're
You
not getting
want
it. You're getting a little bit.
But you know what you're going to
You're
get?
getting
You're going
edged.
to get.
It's edging.
It is edging. It is radical
true,
edging.
true.
It is because it made you feel a little bit better about it, and it also took some heat off the fact that they're not giving us 2K.
Yep.
Yeah.
It took the heat off of them.
But I'm not forgetting that. I don't feel like people are going to forget that so soon.
But it doesn't matter about forgetting that. Other people, they got them. Haha, good.
Yeah,
and hey, listen, if it turns out
cutting
it
off the
wasn't,
testicles, it's neutering,
yeah,
that's what it is.
If it wasn't, if it comes out and there is some fucking, we didn't see the TikTok because they took it down or whatever, or some shit, and it turns out like, cool. But right now, I'm just having a fucking hard time believing anybody was able to get to Mitch McConnell's house.
I thought the
and Nancy
TikTok was
Pelosi's
run by
house.
the Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah, well,
so of course they should have gotten it right.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
It just.
No, it doesn't make sense.
I just can't imagine being able to get up to their fucking house. Also, like, you saw his address getting all over Twitter, right? Okay.
Who, Mitch's?
Yeah, it was all over Twitter, right? It was.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was all over. It was there was a meme of SpongeBob presenting a cake with the address, and like people were saying, like, oh man, don't share this. If he ashamed this got sharing shit.
Wait, so do you think that maybe they set this up to be like, hey, somebody already beat you to
that's literally what we're telling you. That's what we're telling you.
Like I said, it's
neutering. It's stopping. That's what that's literally what we're telling you. It's so that the person, because you don't get famous for being the second person to put the pig's blood on Nancy Pelosi's door.
Yeah. But how did they know Pelosi's address then?
Yeah,
she's a public figure.
They're them.
I could have your address in like 20 minutes if I really wanted it.
Everyone could have everyone's
Really?
address. Your shit's not secret. No. In Florida, your shit's public as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're registered to vote in Florida is public information.
Damn. That's why I never got a California driver's license. Because I'm never here at this address. So
I don't blame you.
you can't find me.
I don't, but I mean, no, people could. It's not hard. It's not the people, but again, we're talking about the people that find this is not, I just can't imagine it being teenagers or kids, or you're stealthy enough to get to Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell's house to do all
Yeah,
this.
but hold on. In my mind, all right, we got to think Star Wars here, right? We got a 6-man militia, and they break in, and then they have thermal detonators.
But
they
they're
didn't
just outside. I
in.
literally Googled my home address the other day, and it brought up like my wife, all of her information, her phone number, her family, almost every member of her family came up with one Google search of my home address.
But to me, this is like a Batman vigilante. It's like this is like Batman. He snuck in, he spray painted on Mitch McConnell's garage. That's the world I live in.
Yeah, but
do you know how I got this turtle?
Yeah, but I just don't like. I just can't imagine them getting to it. I just can't imagine there not being video. I can't imagine them not videoing while they do it. Remember them dipshits that went and took down that monolith? The right winger, the Christian boys that like videotaped the whole thing. They went and like, this is for Jesus, bro. Fuck these aliens. They literally like one of the mysterious monoliths, which by the way, turns out it might be an art installation from this fucking shitty company.
I
they're available for sale. Oh yeah, you saw how that dropped off, right? It just dropped off. Yeah, it's because there's a company selling them for $40,000. And the one out in Utah or whatever got,
of course,
Proud Boys went and like fucked it up on camera. Like, but why wouldn't you GoPro your infiltration into Mitch McConnell's neighborhood?
I don't know, because that's kind of radical.
No,
is it any less radical than going to the speaker of the fucking house? You'll get killed.
Let's vlog it.
You get fucking.
Think about what happened in Portland over the last like 6 months. Like we saw people getting black bagged.
Yeah.
And thrown in and it was everywhere. And somebody was like, oh no, I'm too scared of like painting Mitch McConnell's house. No.
But also you act like if you got caught fucking snooping around Mitch McConnell or Nancy Pelosi's house, you wouldn't just get dropped.
Yeah, you'd be black bagged.
You'd be Gitmo'd, or you'd actually probably be fucking shot by armed security. You'd probably get fucking shot. Trayvon Martin was walking through a neighborhood with a fucking neighborhood watch guy.
Tamir Rice wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, well, that's a whole, and the fact that they rolled that shooting that is literally in the textbooks for bad shootings. I
will say I'm not shocked that nothing
the fucking
happened.
Tamir Rice thing, and Brittany doesn't know what the Tamir Rice thing is, but Tamir Rice.
I know a little bit about it, but there's a lot going on.
18 fucking it's seconds. The fucking cop car hadn't even stopped all the way. It hadn't even fucking stopped all the way before he started shooting. Fucking cop car still fucking moving some. In an open carry state. In an open fucking carry state. That boy's constitutional. He was constitutionally allowed to have even if that was a real fucking gun, he was constitutionally allowed to open carry in that fucking state.
And how many people are defending Kyle Rittenhouse right now?
A lot of people.
So we should talk about something happy. I don't know what it is.
I don't know why I thought I was going to get out of this one happy. I seriously, before the lead up, this was like, you know what? I was thinking I'm going to order Domino's as consolation, trying not to do that kind of thing in the new year, but I'll be happy enough. But now I'm just thinking about 12 seconds to fucking shoot him in an open carry state.
Yep. No questions, nothing.
Apparently,
and
the only reason why it didn't happen faster is he wasn't faster. That's why it took 12 seconds. It's not.
He didn't roll his window down. That's why it didn't take faster.
Yeah, he just didn't do it faster. He just didn't fucking drive by him.
Yeah.
Hold on, is there a video of this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can we watch it?
Yeah, go ahead. Pull it up. Share it to the screen if you want, and we'll fucking everyone can. Tamir Rice.
He's not a guy. He's a 12-year-old.
He's 12-year-old.
That's
boy.
what's worse.
Oh!
It happened years ago.
2014, I think.
Because it just got it was earlier than that. It just recently got ruled that wasn't the bad. Like the Justice Department's not going to investigate it or whatever.
Yeah.
I got so angry about it. I was just like, you know what? No, you're. I'm just not going to read this article. This article is going to make me put on the white Joker paint for real.
This one.
Yeah.
So it's just a kid. He's walking around, right?
Yeah. He has a BB gun that doesn't have the orange part on it. But by the way, that's an open carry state.
But he's still a minor.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You don't know how old he is. You need to pull up the actual. Yeah. Okay. Go back some. Back. Okay. Pause it. Okay.
Okay. So these are the cops. They run in.
That's the Tamir Rice. I mean, you need to click this one right here. Click this top one.
This one?
Yeah. This one, I don't know. This is the CNN, so you won't be charged. But I thought they were going to show the video. Goddamn, big. I didn't go back to that one, I guess. Fuck. There we go. Here's BBC of it. There we go. All right.
So what are they circling here? That he has
They're circling that he has a BB gun. Remember, he has a BB gun. But remember, Ohio is an open carry state. You're legally allowed to openly carry a gun in that state. It's not against the law to have a gun out in the open in that state.
Even as a minor?
It doesn't. You keep coming to this minor thing. It doesn't matter. You don't know if he's a minor or not. It's 12 seconds.
Yeah, you have to know he's a minor before you shoot him.
He's fucking dead. He's dead the minute this fucking cop opens the door. The fucking boy is dead, Brittany. You don't fucking know anything about him. You know that he's legal. You don't. He could be tall. You could be short. You could be whatever. The Constitution applies to everybody, not just fucking adults. Fucking less than 12 seconds later, he's dead.
So they didn't even. They just saw a kid. Did they even see a black kid? Is that what they're saying? They saw a black kid with a gun.
Someone called in and said there was a black kid with a gun. But again, it doesn't matter. None of that matters. You're constitutionally allowed to have a gun open in public in that fucking state. And within 12 fucking seconds, they shot him dead. And the only reason why they didn't shoot him faster is because they literally didn't do it faster. It was physical restraint. He opened the fucking car door, didn't even ask him, didn't say nothing, and just shot someone who, sure, even if he was brandishing it, he wasn't brandishing it at the car. It was his constitutional right to do that. It'd be like if someone came up and shot you for your First Amendment, for any of your amendment. What the fuck is the point of having any of this? if the cops will just murder someone, it's in the law. Like it's murder. There's no way that's not murder. You have no time to assess the situation. Like literally, you wait. It's not even. There's not even waiting. It's just he did it. He physically, possibly, as fast as he could, shot a fucking child.
Yeah. And what happened to that guy? Nothing.
Of course not. That's not what happens. That's not how our system works.
That's not
our
how
system
it
protects the power.
Just
we have
like
a system
in that
that is
same
only to
fucking
protect the
state,
power.
a guy got shot in a Walmart for having a fucking toy gun. He was walking around the store with a toy gun he was going to buy, and the fucking cops came in and shot him with nothing. They just shot him. Someone called it in and said, "I might be a real gun. It might be a toy gun." They just come in and shot him. You can find the Walmart. It's the Walmart shooting in Ohio.
That's why I would never CCW.
That's scary, man.
Yeah,
I feel like I would CCW, but I'm not gonna because I'm gonna get shot by a cop.
It's just they're gonna shoot you anyways.
Yeah.
Philando Castile.
Yeah.
Shot dead because of a nervous cop.
16 seconds.
Yeah.
So what's the solution to all this? Like, obviously, don't have crooked cops.
We have to restart all of this. We have to change the way they're trained. Listen to the behind the bastards on the behind the police about it. Look into the way they've trained them, and they went from training police to be public. Well, also, police went from being public servants to now they're revenue enforcement agents, straight up. We don't want to have property taxes, so we have fine. Like Ferguson, the reason why Ferguson was so bad, like for the when their uprising happened, is most of the Ferguson cops don't live there. I don't think any of them live there. And I think it was 50 or 70% of Ferguson's budget was made up of fines from the community.
Yeah, it's like traffic tickets and all that garbage.
Traffic tickets and all this other shit. And that's what this is. That's what the police are now most of the time. Are a revenue generation scheme for local governments who don't want to pass property taxes, who don't want developers to pay impact fees. Think about Florida. When we built all these subdivisions on roads, like Highway 50 was 2 lanes when they built Avalon Park.
Damn.
Yeah.
You didn't widen the highway before you built all the fucking neighborhoods. And of course, the neighborhoods the developers who made all the money on the houses didn't pay for that. And the reason why they didn't pay for that is because they're the people that make local laws. They're the people that do all of this. It's the same reason why they're doing the Split Oak Forest, which fucking, until it's saved, is not saved, right? They're gonna move an expressway to save 20-minute drive for rich people. They're going to put a toll road through a fucking forest. Seriously. That's what it is. It's a fucking 15. It's going to say 15 to 20 minutes. And it's going through a fucking forest. One of the last places in Florida that's like this. And that's why. That's because there's... It's like we're looking at a Jenga tower, right? And people keep pulling out these things. And the one hasn't pulled out yet to fucking make this crumble. But they keep pulling these out. And they keep fucking just pointing the gun at the Jenga tower. That's what it really feels like. It really feels like politicians are playing Jenga with our fucking lives. And they're making us pull a fucking thing. And it's just like, just pick the one you want to pull.
Yeah.
It's about how much suffering we can endure until something changes. They forgot about the French Revolution, but so is everyone. So
yeah,
we're kind of just stuck right now.
That fucking one of these electric cars, one of these autonomous cars is going to run over a kid and somebody's going to throw a fucking coin out, or check out the window. It's going to be a fucking Bitcoin to pay for the fucking kid. Just like fucking Tale of Two Cities.
Oh yeah. It's like, how much is your life worth? To a capitalist.
Yeah. To frame the reference, Brittany, in A Tale of Two Cities, what pops off the revolution or whatever in this fictionalized version is a fucking noble person runs a boy down and just like tries to pay for it. Right? Doesn't want to be,
He doesn't want to be bothered with it.
Do you really? Well, that isn't going to be punished. Would it not surprise you to hear of some rich person's Tesla on autopilot ran over a kid and they didn't go to jail for it, and that starts that pops it off? I wouldn't be.
Yeah. No.
It really is the best of times. It really is the worst of times. It's just like, but you can watch that video. Well, we didn't even end up watching it because we didn't pull it up right, and we should be. But
yeah,
like you watch that, you watch that, and then you go, we should definitely make sure that those people are the most well-funded branch of government every time.
Yeah,
And
it's
you look me in the
them or a college football coach.
yeah, them or
That's how
college
we
football
roll.
coach. Look me in the fucking eyes and watch that video. And if you still feel that way, I don't want to have anything to do with you. Straight up. I'll try to my mind as best I can to change it with you. But like I've had this conversation with people, people that have accents like me who, they might wonder why I don't hang out as much. And part of why I don't hang out as much is because I see that video and I don't wonder, like you were, like even a minor, who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares whatever about it? Even if it was illegal for him to have that gun, you determine all of that in 12 seconds. You literally just shoot him as fast as you can.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? And that's when you wonder about like what we're talking about, like the brainwashing and shit. You're fucking pretty radical, and your first thing was like, how do I justify this fucking cop's actions?
Yeah,
because that's what they.
I guess I wasn't trying. You're right. I wasn't trying to.
You weren't trying to, but you were, and it's not because, and that's the fucking insidiousness of the propaganda that comes in. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, fucking Law and Order, SV, all these things. Stabler, all the time wanting to beat people up and shit. How in the fuck do he's the good guy. He's roughing up these suspects and shit. How many times do you think the real Stabler roughed up somebody that was at the wrong place at the wrong time? And that's why they have these media representations of this.
Remember the night of, we were just talking about Britney.
Yeah. The night of. I have not seen that, but I guarantee it ended up making the cops look good, kind of, didn't it, in some way?
Not really, actually. That's actually
it didn't.
Pretty okay.
Did it get a second season?
No, it was a miniseries.
Miniseries?
Yeah. But it was about somebody who was like maybe could have done it, but like
so they left it ambiguous?
Railroaded. So
yeah.
You actually should watch it.
I don't think he did it. But it's basically that, like you being like the cops, like
cowards, they would have made him innocent for sure. So I just like the cop propaganda that just happens just drive, like every movie has to have, everything has to have a good cop, and these small town sheriff things, like these horror movies with it's this whimsical thing. It's like so many small town sheriffs are just fucking tyrants,
Oh yeah.
Hey man, don't talk about Chief Hopper from Stranger Things like that.
The real Chief Hopper probably would have arrested Sean for hanging out with us and would have asked us if we were okay.
I know that was what was so funny, because like little detour here. Stranger Things came out in like 2016, right? Like right after Trump got into office. And I remember that actor David Harbour like went on like a SAG Awards or something and did like some anti-Trump speech. And I was like, how funny, a guy who got famous for playing a guy who probably would have voted for Trump.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I do have a Levin's haircut, at least.
Actually, I mean, maybe it depends on if it was Trump and when that guy was alive or now. I mean, the Sheriff Hopper, if Sheriff Hopper was like 70 or whatever right now, probably would have voted for Trump. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because he's like 40 in the 80s.
Yeah.
So like 40 years later. Yeah, he'd 100% voted for Trump as a 70 or 80-year-old man.
It's fucking wild. It is wild, and
I mean, honestly, like, why wouldn't you have voted for Trump? Why wouldn't any of us have voted for Trump? Except for the fact that, like, he seems kind of mean.
Disgusting.
Like, he actually spoke to, you know what he did that no Democrat has done? Well, I guess Obama in 2008, they spoke to the working class. We're all working class. They spoke to us. And
but did it mean anything? No.
Did Obama do anything?
No. That's been I've been having those arguments lately.
I really think Obama he might go down as the last nail in the American fucking coffin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hope and
I'm completely
change
serious.
Destroyed us.
The hope and change thing, because it literally, and I was reading this book about the Holy Week riots and shit when MLK got killed and all, and like they're probably not riots. They should probably best be described as civil insurrections. They were not like the Watts thing where they put tanks and shit. We don't actually know how many people the Army killed still in Watts.
Yeah, to this point, it's insane.
We don't. The Army put tanks on the streets of fucking Watts after MLK died and shit like it. This country. And that's what I was talking about, like the media thing. Like we'll do a committee to figure out whether or not we can fix your program, and We're going to bring activists on and we're going to give you a seat at the table. And next thing you know, your seat at the table means you got to pull back from your radicalism and stuff. And like, they do that shit on purpose. They do all of that shit on purpose to make sure we don't ever actually change anything. And they had this dude that come in with hope and change and all this shit. And I'm going to close Gitmo day one, all that, and then didn't do any of it. The dude that drank the water from Air Force One and told fucking Flint, I hate to keep coming back to the Air Force One thing with that water, but can you think of a more just like blatantly just like, but like,
it's the biggest middle finger
just the
of the
biggest
last
middle
like
finger,
20 years.
Just the most blatant, just like, just evil for the sake of just not being, just not caring.
It's the most
evil,
neoliberal thing you can imagine happening.
It's evil in the lying part, in the part that, because you're supposed to not lie. You're supposed to be the hope and change guy. If Trump did that, whatever. No one expects Trump to be telling the truth or whatever, right? Barack Obama.
We still give him shit for it.
Well, yeah, but Barack Obama told millions of people that were in the civil rights movement that had dogs sicked on them, that had water hoses sprayed on them, that you know, he is the fucking hope and change they've been waiting for and all that, and then went to Flint and drank water from Air Force One.
I mean, when he stopped the NBA action, that was one of the biggest things for me too. Like, I already wasn't on board with him anyway, but stopping the action that the NBA was doing was insane.
Capitulating.
What concession did they get?
Yeah.
And did the Trillbillies talk about that? Because
I think they did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Which they follow me on Twitter now.
Oh, nice.
Oh, sick.
Awesome.
This last week's show was fucking badass.
It was pretty good. I listened to it because y'all recommended it, but it just, think about the ACA, think about Obamacare, right? It's that fakehating, it's that placating us, right?
Yeah, it's always moderating everything.
It's moderating. Like, why did you have to make a deal with the Republicans when you control both houses? You controlled all three branches and you still capitulated to Republicans? You did all these, like, killing that drone strike on the son, on that guy that were the American citizen son. He ordered the fucking death from a robot of the sky of an American citizen.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a bullshit thing. He killed an American with a fucking drone strike.
Yeah.
Sure, it's a bad guy's son or whatever, but he was an American citizen. In theory, that fella's American citizen rights are just as fucking valid as mine. And if he could do it to that fucking kid, what's to say he'd stop him from doing it to us? It's that same thing. Yeah. If you'll do it to a criminal, they'll do it to us. If they'll do it to a terrorist, they'll do it to us. If we're supposed to be the moral authority, we don't torture. We don't do all these things. Don't lie and tell me that we're this fucking this benevolent thing, right? Just mask off, man. Pull a Trump. Tell them they should pay us for that fucking oil. Just take the fucking mask off. Just stop pretending.
In that way, it makes Trump one of the greatest presidents that we've had, honestly, because he actually took it all down.
Now that we're getting to the other side of Trump, I'm like, oh shit, we're back to where we started.
We're back to worse. We're back to worse.
That's why I didn't vote for Biden. I couldn't.
But this is how Trump got into office, because we believed that he would just rip the mask off.
But no, I mean, really Trump got into office because Hillary Rodham Clinton sucked. And Obama told Joe Biden, who sucks but doesn't suck as bad as Clinton, don't run for president, Joe, in 2016. It's Hillary's turn.
Yeah.
Do you think Joe Biden would have got beat by Trump in 2016? Riding them Obama waves? No.
Probably not, no.
And he probably would have picked a fucking, again, minority woman that would have whipped the fucking vote up. You know? Could you imagine if fucking Stacey Abrams in 2016 was picked to be VP? Or maybe not Stacey Abrams, but fuck. Just name any fucking woman darker than a fucking paper bag in American politics in 2016 instead of Tim Kaine, the fucking governor of Virginia, who's
everyone's
Spanish.
Favorite senator.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, he was a senator, wasn't he? He wasn't even a fucking governor.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he was a governor.
We all knew him before, right? You were a big fan of his way before he got picked by Clinton.
Tim Kaine is literally mayonnaise fucking as a person. He's the whitest fucking thing I've ever fucking seen. It's just so fucking depressing that they
there's no one to turn to.
There is never going to be. The closest thing we had was Bernie, and that motherfucker is too much of a cuck to realize that Joe Biden's not actually his friend.
Yeah,
I know, man.
he just
You know?
there's not enough fight there. I don't get it.
Well, he's fucking. He got him even in 2016. What 70 something or whatever?
Yeah,
How much fucking fight do you want out of a fucking 70-something-year-old man?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but isn't he the same age as Joe Biden?
Yeah,
Pretty
but
much.
again, Joe Biden. No, they're all too
he's got a
old.
name.
That doesn't.
They
That's
are.
not. It's name recognition.
All
but
of
it's
them
not,
are too old.
all of them
Fucking
are too
Nancy Pelosi is 80, isn't she?
At
think
least, yeah.
Yeah, they've never sent a text message.
Yeah.
They don't even know what they
probably.
are. They know no, probably not even email. Maybe an email because the early 90s they might email. But
Yeah.
probably not. Probably not.
That is one thing that Trump supporters will agree with me on. They're like, none of these old people should be in there anyways. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Listen, Trump is not wrong about a lot of things. We do need to drain that fucking swamp.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, that's the thing about Trump is like he's not entirely wrong. He does I don't like him. I
Yeah.
don't agree with him, but he at least has the right message in a lot of ways. But it's just
But he didn't
falling
do
on
what he
deaf
said he
ears.
was going to do, I feel like.
None of
we're
them
talking
ever
about
have.
He
Biden
never
doing-
do.
Yeah.
We just talked
None
about
of them
Obama.
ever do. None of them ever do.
Yeah.
But you know what? But at least there's no letdown to Trump. No one really believed Mexico was going to pay for a goddamn wall unless he was season remittance payments. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
no one ever really believed that. Even his supporters will know him and Han be like, well, he doesn't speak literally, except when he says, no, I don't joke, and I'm always literal. Right? Like, you know, Obama hope and change, man. Hope and change, and brought us nothing. It just gave nothing. Shuts down stuff just constantly, just shuts down the largest labor solidarity thing to happen in 100 fucking years. Maybe even more than that. Like,
Yeah.
I really believe if that went on, we probably would end up with a general strike in this country.
They could have done a lot. Really, they could have.
Every fucking sport.
Yeah, I
Sports
didn't
are
realize.
Every
I didn't
sport
realize
stopped
that
playing.
he stopped so many.
He
social
didn't stop it
movements.
entirely. I talked to a fella who like knows a retired NBA player and is a friend with an NBA player enough to text him back and forth some the other day, and he told me that a lot of guys were like living paycheck to paycheck. And, you know, they cut the payments off or whatever because they didn't call it a strike. There wasn't the strike fund thing and all this other shit. And LeBron's pushing to stay. We keep doing it, but LeBron's, you know, a fucking almost billionaire or whatever, right? So some of them were crackling. And then Obama fucking calls too. And Obama, who again is like, he's the first black president. I mean, I'm sitting here talking shit about Obama, but if he called me, I'd probably do what he asked.
There's at least a symbolism to it.
It's at least some symbolism. Like, it's like, how do you, and if you're a dodo, or if you're someone who spends the majority of their time, I don't know, not plugged into politics, but you're, you know, you're not super plugged into it, you don't know Obama's as bad as he is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I've even tried to go on Google searches like bad stories about Obama. Nothing.
You won't find any
Nothing.
from any. You won't find most of them.
Jimmy Dore talks shit sometimes.
And the Jimmy Dore guy, that fucking weirdo.
No.
Yeah.
Him and
We
that
can't go there. I have to
not
go
gonna
to
go
sleep
there,
sometime.
whatever. Yeah, I know. I'm about to hang up on you. I forget. I forget you gotta go to bed. But Pyro Spot closed because it's a seasonal thing, and we don't have any sponsor things other than Pyro Spot. So when Pyro Spot opens back up, go to Pyro Spot. So the
Buy guns.
concept of
Yeah, for
fireworks,
sure.
buy, you know, sharpen your machetes, like and subscribe, rank, review, whatever. Fucking do the TikTok thing. The fucking 80 of you or 90, 100 or whatever you that actually listen to this. Fucking, I haven't looked at the numbers in a long time. I don't even know if people
Dude,
have dropped
our
off.
TikTok numbers like
Well, our
tank.
TikTok numbers are garbage, yeah, but I don't think our TikTok
Yeah.
number. I don't think the algorithm wants our TikTok numbers to not be garbage, friend.
No.
I really,
The Chinese Communist Party loved us.
I'm gonna keep trying though.
I mean,
It's
keep
easy.
at it. Keep at it. I mean, who cares? You know,
Yeah.
who fucking cares? Maybe the fucking making fun of Heather on Instagram will blow up. Who knows? Fucking,
I was about to say, I don't think any of us are great at Jim Carrey impressions.
she's not great at it either, so don't let her fucking stop you. All right,
Dude,
everybody.
700,000 people would disagree with you.
Do you know what the most popular TV show that ever exists was?
What?
CSI.
Oh,
You ever watch CSI?
No.
CSI is the stupidest fucking show you've ever seen. Being popular and being good is not the same thing, friend.